Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Made it to the lake, as you can see. And unfortunately it's cold, windy, and it poured last night. Downpoured. So I'm not sure I'll get on the water today, but I made it. It's beautiful. Welcome. Today's video is about conveying safety in ways that matter. So, get to that in a minute. Enjoy the nature. Get outside, folks. Get outside. It feels so good, even when it's cold. Yeah, it's in the 50s and a little bit breezy, so not too cool. Or not too warm, I mean. So, conveying safety in ways that matter. If you've been following me, you know I talk about perceived danger and teaching the brain you're safe. So, how do we experience the world? Mentally, thoughts. Physically, body, sensations. Emotionally, right? And also self, which is how do we treat ourselves, right? And that encompasses mental and emotional, but I think it's important. Some may even call that spirituality. I have my beliefs, but I don't get preachy here. So I think treating ourselves well is key. So I think these 4 ways are how we experience the world: mental, physical, emotional, and self/spiritual. And since that's how we experience the world, whether you're 1 week old or 100 years old, we all experience the world in those ways. So to me, it stands to reason that if we can convey safety in the ways that we experience the world, that the brain is going to perceive safety instead of danger, and thereby turn off symptoms. So I think it's important. So let's talk about these things. How do we convey safety mentally? Well, it's our thinking. And if you've heard me talk about this, we don't have to believe our own thoughts. We don't have to stop our negative thoughts. We don't have to fix them all, but we don't have to believe them all, right? We do not have to believe every negative thought that crosses our mind, because the thought loops, the OCD loops, the fear loops, that's just your brain doing its job. Why? The brain's job is to keep us safe and alive. So, mental safety comes from not fighting and battling your thoughts, not judging them, not trying to fix them, not trying to get rid of them, but just not really taking our own thoughts so seriously. Because we got 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and many of them are not beneficial, helpful, or positive. So don't worry about it. You can convey safety by saying, I'm not going to think about that now, or I don't have to believe that. I'm just parroting something I heard from the internet, from a doctor, from a friend, from somebody. So the next thing is emotional safety. How do we do that? Well, I don't think we have to go back and revisit our old traumas. I don't think we have to do 20 years of therapy. I know people who have done that, and they still super anxious and super volatile emotionally. Not knocking therapy. I'm just suggesting, if you want to convey that you're okay emotionally, the straightest line to that is to feel your emotions without judgment, and do your best not to ruminate on the story behind the emotion. Simply put, when we feel and experience the emotion, it dissipates on its own. There's no special process to release it. If we allow ourselves to experience the emotion, if you ever felt sad, do that. If you ever felt angry, do that. And you don't have to go looking for them. These emotions will make themselves known. And as long as we're not shoving them away and give ourselves permission to experience the emotion without judging ourselves or the emotion itself, that will teach the brain that emotions are safe, right? And that's simply how it works. So, physical safety, sensations, that can even include, the symptoms themselves, but physically, if you're tight and tense and breathing shallow, that conveys to the brain, we're not good, we're not safe. And so, a relaxed body, breathing comfortably, conveys safety. Now let's talk about the symptoms for a minute. Sorry, I'm going to lean up against something here. When it comes to the symptoms themselves, we can convey safety physically regarding symptoms by allowing the symptoms to be there, knowing what they are, having the foundational knowledge of what creates them, the acceptance that that's what's going on for you, perceived danger, not necessarily illness or damage. But by allowing the symptoms without fighting them, without being frustrated, people say, oh, I'm not so scared of them, I'm just angry. Okay, that's still conveying danger. But allowing sensations to be there, not fighting them, not trying to fix them, but just allowing. Indifference, being unbothered. And that's hard to get to, especially if you're in the panic mode as it regards your symptoms. But indifference, be less bothered, be more indifferent, be less panicked, be less freaked out, right? So the relaxed body, breathing comfortably, allowing symptoms without fighting or fixing, that will help convey safety physically with this bodily sensations, and also a relaxed body, breathing comfortably, says to the brain, I'm good. No problem here. All right. Self. How do you treat yourself? If you're constantly berating yourself and beating yourself up and judging yourself and criticizing yourself, is the brain going to perceive safety or danger? You guessed it. Danger. Because it feels like we're being criticized or judged or attacked almost verbally, emotionally. And so self is super important. So if you can create mental, physical, emotional safety and safety with self and how you treat yourself, it really does stand to reason that you are going to convince the brain that we're actually okay. Because those are the main ways that we experience the world. Now tack on top of that, living your life, starting to resume activities. Do things because you want to, not because you're trying to fix yourself. So I hope these things make sense. Again, if the ways we experience the world are mentally, emotionally, physically, and how we treat ourselves, it absolutely stands to reason that if we can create safety in those areas, or more safety, then the brain's going to buy that and turn off these symptoms, which are fueled by the perception of danger. So, let me know your thoughts. I do discuss some of this stuff in my book, but if you want the full discussion on it, check it out, Pain Free You book. And I appreciate y'all. Love you folks, and hello from the lake. Talk to you soon, tomorrow. Love you.